Good afternoon, y'all. I'm trying to do better about making videos. We're so busy, it's just hard to prioritize because it slows me down. So this is our big building next to the barn. There's our feed, and we set the quail battery cages up. We've been talking about this all daggum summer about setting these things back up. All right, so I set them up yesterday and stocked them, put sawdust in the poop pans, and this is one of the few disadvantages of quail, other than they're small. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's literally flies everywhere. Which now we have livestock, so we have flies anyway. But for some reason, quail attract flies like nothing else on this planet. So I just put up fly traps. I don't know if y'all can see in there. To move it slow. So there was nothing here yesterday, and we've had these pins for years. They're showing a little wear and tear. Some people might actually be interested in that. So we did this to maximize our egg production. We had them up in the houses. That worked great. We actually prefer to keep them that way because we just don't like these cages. They're small, and we just don't think it's as good for the animals. But for production's sake, we need to pump out some meat, and we need to pump it out quick, and this is the most effective way to do it. I did not build these. I bought these from a friend. They are divided down the center, and we keep a 4-to-1 ratio in there. 4 females, 1 male. Very simple latches. There's nothing fancy about this. The floor is sloped pretty steep, steeper than probably what I would have done to have the egg roll out, but it does work. It's probably a 2-inch slope if I were to guess, and I think they're about 16 inches. They're 4 feet wide, 2 foot deep out to the front, and I think 16 inches deep in the actual cage section. This pin, okay, so this one's better. It has the feeders on each end, and even if you did not divide it down the middle for breeding purposes, as you can see, it's got a divider in there. I prefer this setup. This one here has no dividers in the center, and it has the larger feeders, and one of the things I don't like about it is every time you have to fill this feeder, you don't have room between the poop pan, so you have to unclip it, tilt it out, like that. They haven't started it too much yet. I don't know if you can see, he made this little sheet metal, it's just flashing, little notches in it, and that keeps them from wasting feed, because they will drag out. Let's see, that's kind of taped up there. It's just sheet metal, nothing fancy. Little notches, and that kind of helps with wasting feed, because feed's expensive. And there's not as many down here, so I just set this up yesterday, and as you can tell from the blood on the floor, something killed a quail last night, and knocked some eggs out. And there's definitely some poop on the floor, but I don't think that's from quail. I think that's from chickens that are coming down here checking it out. Same watering system we use. It's got a float valve up there, water line coming in. Everything else is gravity from there out. I do have a valve to shut this side off. One thing I don't like about this is the PVC risers. You can tell by all the couplings that I have had to repair them quite a lot in the winter. And they do have drain valve. They obviously did a good job. The problem is usually me, not him, not the design, but they use horizontal nipples, which is what we use for everything. This cage has, you see it right there, 1 horizontal nipple per cage. This cage system here has 2 horizontal nipples per cage, and those work well. That is my absolute favorite way to water any fowl. Another thing, poop. Lots of poop. So this cage here has double capacity because we had 18 up here and a guy came and bought them earlier. And normally what we'd have, well, actually that's not far off from what we would normally have in there. So is a 2 foot by 4 foot poop pan. Slides out. That is 2 days worth. All right, we have to empty these every single week. You cannot put it off, or you will be inundated with flies. They won't slide out. Quails poop a lot. They also eat a lot. Not probably compared to other livestock, but overall, it's probably the most productive system. It's not the greatest for flies and convenience, and it's not the greatest for the birds. But here it's getting late in season, and we need to pump out some meat, and so this is what we had to go to. All right, thank y'all for watching.